Hi there, this is Sophia from Pineapple Tuition, and I wanted to talk to you about the differences between different exam boards for GCSE Science, what makes them different, and what you need to do to prepare for your exam in Year 11. So the two major exam boards really are AQA and Edexcel. They're the two people that normally, or two exam boards that people normally come to me with and needing help with for their GCSE Science. So let's take this step by step. So the exam board it's a business, and they are the people that actually set the exam questions. So often this is going to be AQA, that's probably the most popular one, or the other one is Edexcel, which also is the other popular one. So AQA or Edexcel are your two exam boards, and you need to ask your teacher at school which exam board that your exam is going to be sat from. Okay, that means that when you're doing past exam paper questions and you're doing revision, you are practicing questions that are from that exam board. So you get used to the style of question, how they allocate the marks, etc. Now, this is important because you need to, when you're buying your revision guides, I've got an example here, the revision guides that you've got, this is the GCSE Biology one, this is for AQA, it's a pretty tatty one at the moment, and so if your exam board is Edexcel, you want to choose the one that says Edexcel on the front. Now the other thing is there's two different types of GCSE course for science. So you could be doing the triple science course, or you could be doing the combined science course. Triple science sometimes is called separate science as well. So with the triple science course, you will get taught chemistry, biology and physics separately. Okay, but when you get examined also, you have 6 usually different exams, so 2 for chemistry, 2 for biology, 2 for physics, and you will end up at the end of the course for triple science, you will end up with 3 different GCSE grades, a different grade for each of those subjects, chemistry, biology and physics. Now, the beauty of the triple science course is that you can be entered for foundation tier or higher tier for each of the sciences differently. So if physics is your weakest topic, for example, what you can do is you can be entered for the foundation tier for the physics exam, and then the higher tier maybe for the chemistry, and the higher tier for the biology as well. Okay, so there's a bit more flexibility in it. You do have extra content that you want to think about, so it's not necessarily more difficult content for the triple science course, however it is more content. You need to just be aware of that, and so that's the first idea. So your triple science course. The combined science course is, again, you're going to learn chemistry, biology and physics, but when you get entered for the exams are generally shorter, but what happens with your marks at the end of the exam is they're all put into a basket together, every single mark for every single exam. Okay, so that's your, again, 6 exams that you will sit, but all the marks are collected up together, and so that will generate 2 grades at the end of year 11. Okay, and this is where you get like a 4-4 or a 5-5 or a 6-6. Okay, you only get 2 grades. So that's important to know. Now, the tiering for the combined science exam, what you need to understand is that whatever tier that you end up on, you will have to do the same tier exam for every single science exam. So if you're foundation tier, you'll be foundation tier for chemistry, biology and physics. If you're higher tier, you'll be higher tier for chemistry, biology and physics. So it really is combined, they're combining the marks there. So that's really important. The number of marks, as I said, gets all added up and put in at the end, and so even if you are weaker in physics, usually it's physics that students are weaker on, you can still, if you come out of the exam, so you come out of paper 1 and you're like, oh, I didn't really do really well on that, what you can do is then go into paper 2 and you can make sure that you're doubling down on your revision for paper 2, so you can pick up more marks on paper 2, right? So we can still kind of play a strategic game with how we're picking up marks, which is absolutely fine. Again, when you buy your revision guide, it looks different to this one. It will say combined science on the front. I think it's a black cover one. I should have popped it out to show it to you. But it does say combined science at the front. Often on the revision guides, I use the CGP ones all the time. I'd highly recommend the CGP ones to buy for revision. It will say foundation tier or higher tier on the front somewhere. Okay, now if you're thinking of changing tiers, that's okay, but it might be that you need to buy a different revision guide, or if you're clever about it, you can buy the higher tier one and then you can just miss out the bits for the foundation tier that you don't need to know so well. But just ask somebody, send me a message, ask me, and I'll get you sorted. So that is the main differences between the exam boards for GCSE, which is a question that I get asked a lot about, and the difference between the triple science and the combined science. So I hope that's helped you out. If you're moving into year 11 in September, what will happen is the tiering that you are entered for gets decided. The final date is around February, March time before the summer exams. So you will have mock exams in September. You will have mock exams not in September, sorry. You have mock exams in term 1 somewhere, like before Christmas. And then some schools have 2 sets of mock exams. Some schools have 1 set of mock exams. Definitely worth finding out. Just wobbled my camera, sorry about that. Most often you will have around Easter time, you will have a set of mock exams, and they're really, really important. So your teacher can know whether you're confidently going to be entered for the higher tier exam. Because if you're borderline, your teachers are very well within their rights to turn around and go, actually, if you don't get at least a really either high grade 4 or grade 5, they might go, actually foundation tier might be better for you, because if you don't get enough marks on the higher tier to achieve at least a grade 4, you end up with like a 0 U grade. Okay, so, and the question types are different. I'll do another video on the differences between the question types, the foundation and higher, so you get an understanding of what's required. But they are the key differences. So the point being, your mock exams that you're sitting in year 11 are a really, really good indicator of roughly where you'll be in the summer. And often what happens is students that I work with, we kind of go intense for a good 6 weeks, and within that 6 weeks I can often see students that will go up by 2 grades at least within that 6-week period of working with me. And so that is something to think about, but your teachers are going to want to play it safe, because they need to predict like the number of students that are going to get certain grades for the school results. It's a whole school impact thing. Okay, so if you have any questions about exam boards, about tiering, just pop me a message. You can put a comment down here below if you wish, and then I'll be happy to help you out. All right, take care. Thanks. Bye.